Hello guys, NautoAis here, and I want to give my thoughts on the announcement that happened at EVO 2025. So the show itself, I have to say, pretty good, pretty interesting. I have to give props to Rick for doing the show, listening to the fans, top 8. Yeah, it's a bit longer, but still, it's a bit faster than the previous times when they did top 8, the extended lineup, people like that. I did notice that there's no more community tournament. They're from Vortex, from what I understand. From what I heard is that they're doing their own tournament now, but for a while, they used to be running the community tournament, but not this time. Or I just didn't really pay attention to some extent since there's too many tournaments. Anyway, very good. Props to the winners, to all the tournament they won, including Mena RD, winning Street Fighter 6 EVO 2025. Congratulations. With that said, before I give my thoughts on the game, I want to give my thoughts on what Rick's plan for EVO starting in late 2025 to 2027. So first of all, October 2025 will be EVO France. Again, that's already been said. And then after that is, he announced that there will be once again an EVO award, and my guess is going to be February 2026. They did it February of 2025, and of course prior to that, probably in January is going to be the EVO announcement revealing what lineup is going to be for EVO 2026. And then on May of 2026 is going to be EVO Japan, obvious, but here's a lot of changes what's going to happen, to a point that he had to talk to some other tournament organizer trying to doing their plan, trying to do a workaround and explain that. So first of all, EVO 2026 will be on June. Rather than in August, now it's on June. They said the reason is weather concerns. So apparently during this EVO, it was super hot. I guess the console's getting too hot. PlayStation, I know that feeling. So hopefully if it's June, it'll be not so hot, because even so that June to August is supposed to be summer. It's not going to be summer until August to October, believe it or not. I know it's weird. Maybe it's a weird climax thing, whatever. So June of 2026, that's what's EVO going to be. So of course, during June is CEO Gaming. Bailey revealed that for 2026, it's going to be on August. So they're just doing a switch around there. And then October 2026 is going to be EVO France. So because it was a lot of good reception, they said, okay, why not to continue that? And then early 2027 is going to be EVO Singapore. So those are the lineup. You got to give props to Rick, keeping the FGC entertained, helping them, livelihood and the other stuff, marketing the fighting games, having partnership with the company. It is what it is there. So now moving on, my thoughts on the game that was announced at EVO 2025, starting with Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection. Yeah, so in a state of play that was revealed, and one of the games that they were wondering will be included is Mortal Kombat Trilogy. Well, it was revealed that yes, Mortal Kombat Trilogy will be included in this Legacy Collection. It will be the PlayStation 1 version. However, it's going to have a lot of quality of life, no more loading time with Sanctions Morph, and just overall, there's no hiccup and problem than the PlayStation 1 version, because believe it or not, there were a lot of bugs in the game that you couldn't really fix it. Besides Sanctions loading Morph, the game loads too much, and if you're not careful, the game crashes. It freezes, it crashes. Yeah, unfortunately, it was an imperfect game, so they are trying to put some quality of life for this one. Awesome. And they also revealed that the game is going to come out at December 2025, physically and digitally. And not only that, for the Switch 2 owner, they're happy because it's all the games in a 64 gig game card. However, there was a caveat. I've been telling that to people at Twitter. Chances are the hardcore don't give a shit. It is what it is. I did talk about it in a different video. Is that the game will cost you $50. But if you buy it on the Switch 2, it will be $60. Like I said, they will offset that price to the consumer. And if you don't mind that, more power to you. I'm looking at you, Xeon from Nintendo Live. He doesn't give a shit, but the general audience might. But that'll be a different story there. So, but props to Digital Eclipse and Atari. Yes, Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection will be coming out this December. It will also include Mortal Kombat Trilogy with a quality of life. And then Hunter x Hunter, they revealed the Season Pass. So first of all, they already revealed one of the first character, Neferpitou, a Chimera from the Chimera arc. But they also revealed the other thing that's going to be coming in. So first of all, the second DLC character, Finks Magcub, part of the Phantom Troop. And this guy has like a deadly power. He has an ability to break people's neck by just pushing them. So he just pushing the chin, your neck gets broken. It is what it is there. And then another one that's from the Phantom Troop is Shizuku Murasaki. She has a vacuum that can suck up men. I know it's weird, but again, if you watch Hunter x Hunter, you'll understand. I think you can watch them in multiple streaming, but if you want it dubbed, it's on Netflix, including the 2 movies. But yeah, so she is part of the Phantom Troop, and her vacuum Blinky has the power to suck people's net. And then the last one is Zeno Zoldek, which is the grandfather of Killua Zoldek. Yeah, so they're a family of assassin, and yeah, the guy actually, in one of the episodes, they did reveal how he fights, but again, I just have to wait and see. So, and apparently, according to news, that Neferpito is going to be coming out somewhere late summer, and then the other one's probably late 2025 to 2026. But thoughts about that one? It is what it is. It's Hunter x Hunter. I did try to play the demo. It's clunky, but a lot of people like it. So, I mean, yeah, I don't like the silhouette where they did, but if you're a Hunter x Hunter fan, does not matter. It doesn't matter because you know who the characters are. Then the next one is a gameplay trailer for Izumi for Uni Clear Cis Celeste. So they already revealed the character in Anime Expo, but finally show a gameplay trailer for basically his aquatic power. I don't know the lore about it, but there you go. And then side game with Grand Blue Fantasy versus Rising. They finally revealed the next character, which is Will Ness. And yes, also this one, all the characters was already been introduced prior, so there's no silhouette, which is good. But they show gameplay of this guy. Pretty awesome what it is. Supposed to be like a dragon lord because he turns to a dragon for one of his moves. Again, I don't know the lore of Grand Blue Fantasy because they don't want to release the mobile game. And yet, they released the Umatsusume Derby Dash mobile game. You can even play it on. And spoiler, there will be a showcase on my main channel. But Grand Blue Fantasy mobile game, it's weird. But it is what it is there. And then the teaser for that one also is a teaser reveal of Meg, which is the next character. I think the last one for that season pass. I mean, it is what it is. At least they're not doing any more surprises. Nobody likes that. Also in Grand Blue Fantasy versus Rising is an avatar of Kotaro from Zombieland Saga. So for people who don't know what an anime is, it's basically teen who unfortunately died. They became zombie and they're being pop idol. That's all I know. I did watch the first episode. It's kind of weird, but hey, the idol manager is there as an avatar. Downside is it's only in Japanese, probably legal issue. It is what it is there. And then there's an info about Marvel Token Soul and that there will be a closed beta coming this fall. If you sign up for the PlayStation beta, you're already in, so you don't have to worry about it. My only disappointment about this one is no new character reveal. Bummed me out, but apparently there was a leak from IGN that said Doctor Strange is going to be in the game, but there's a different story there. Thoughts about those news? Pretty good. Pretty excitable. Interesting to some extent. And then a free-to-play game from the Cannon Brothers. 2XKO, the reveal V is going to be part of it. There's also going to be a closed beta this fall. Apparently there's some controversy with this game, like lack of content, that other fighting tag games are much better than this one. I don't know, but V, one of the characters from League of Legends. And if you haven't have a chance, if you have Netflix, you gotta watch Arcane. Pretty interesting. But as for the game itself, I don't really play MOBA, so it is what it is. But we'll have to wait and see. And then Virtua Fighter they have a showing in EVO 2026. First of all, Virtua Fighter 5 Revo will have an update in late October called Virtua Fighter 5 Revo World Stage. So probably version 2. That's going to come out on Steam, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, S, and later down the line, probably 2026, Switch 2. And it's going to be probably digital. I mean, Virtua Fighter 4 Ultimate Showdown for the PS4 was just downloadable. And I mean, it's cheap right now. But the best part here is that if you have the PS4 version on your PlayStation account, you will get a discount for the PlayStation 5 version. And yes, that one's a PlayStation exclusive, but people didn't really care about it because It has delay base. And for people who don't know what Virtual Fighter 5 Ultimate Showdown is, it's a really HD game using the Dragon Engine from Yakuza. That's all really it. But the game itself is still the same as Virtual Fighter 5, but World Stage has a quality of life. And if you have the original one on the PS4, you get it for $10 on the PS5. And here's the kicker, and this is something shocker, even I forgot that I actually have it. And that is, if you bought this game via PlayStation Plus, yeah, for whatever reason, when it first came out, I think it was in June of 2024, it was free. No joke. It was free for PlayStation Plus, and I had PlayStation Plus at the time, got it for free. And so when I looked at my account, I'm like, oh shit, net $10. Like, oh, that's right. So if you got this for free for PlayStation Plus, I guess that counts as you bought the game. I mean, you bought PlayStation Plus, right? I mean, yeah. I mean, you can still get the game for cheap to some extent. I know at one point it went down for $5. But props to Sega, quality of life, yes, it's going to be on the Switch too. And not only that, Sega also revealed a gameplay trailer for Virtua Fighter 2026, showcasing Akira and Stella in training mode. And oh my gosh, this is really interesting, using the Dragon Engine, the Yakuza engine. And yeah, it looks so awesome. 60 frame, 4K. Apparently there's going to be some blood damage because they showed a close-up of Akira getting kicked in the face and his tooth fell out. So that is interesting there. So props to Sega for it. So we just have to wait and see for that one. And then in Fatal Fury Seed of the Wolf, they showed Ken gameplay trailer. Of course, it's already been shown a lot. They give more info at EVO 2025. And the surprise about this one is that by the time EVO was done, Ken is already out. So as of right now of this recording, Ken is now out for Fatal Fury Seed of the Wolf. A lot of people said it was fun to play. It's basically an SDK version of Ken. So once I get the game, maybe. But for now, I don't have the game. But yeah, a lot of people seem to like Ken in Fatal Fury. It looks a bit broken. But the best part for this one is I like his theme song. Because I don't like, to some extent, his theme song for Street Fighter 6. It is okay for what it is, but I just prefer Street Fighter 5 theme song. But for this one, whoever did the song, props, I like it. The only downside for SDK is that there was no reveal of Joe. I would be nice if it was, but my guess is going to be either Tokyo Game Show or probably just going to be like some sort of trailer in the long run. But yeah, they really focused on Ken for this one, so no Joe. Capcom Final Collection 2 will have an update, and that is on August 7th, Street Fighter 3 Alpha Upper and Star Gladiator Plasma Sword will have some quality of life. First, Plasma Sword will have a combo route, which is going to make it easy, because if you don't know how to play the game like I do, makes it easy. I know Dead and Alive 5 and 6 kind of did that. Awesome. But the bigger one is that for Street Fighter Alpha 3 Upper, they will put in the 4 character that was on Street Fighter Max, or in Japan, Street Fighter Alpha 3 Double Upper. Is the game going to be called Double Upper, or it's still going to be Upper? Doesn't really matter. Probably not. But yeah, they are going to put in Eagle, Maki, Yoon, and Ingrid in Street Fighter Alpha 3. I was shocked. I was going to think that maybe they're just going to do like a PSP to a PS5 version of Street Fighter Alpha 3 Max. But no. They're going to put some of the elements from Street Fighter Alpha 3 Max in this version for the Capcom Final Collection 2. So props to Capcom for that one. And then Omni-Man gameplay for Invincible Versus. It is what it is. Whatever. Moving on from that one. I'm not an Invincible fan. I know the show is great. The game itself, I'm not really interested. Looks clunky in my opinion, but that's just me. And then Guilty Gear Strive. They finally show a gameplay trailer of Lucy. She is an assassin, a hacker. However, the premise, this one kind of is interesting, is that apparently you're not actually, your body doesn't go to the Guilty Gear world. For whatever reason, your mind got hacked, and suddenly it creates this sort of hologram, and you're able to fight the Guilty Gear characters. And she even explained it on the trailer. And supposedly she has some sort of a memory leak, because she, spoiler to some extent, if you haven't watched the show, she keeps thinking about David. Because if you didn't know, in the end, David and Lucy got together, but David died thanks to Adam. It is what it is. That's what Cyberpunk is. So somehow the story takes place after Cyberpunk Edge Runner, and she's trying to find answers of what's going with her mind. How come she keeps thinking about David? And pretty cool. I mean, really interesting what they did. And like I said before in a different video, they wanted Gerald or Siri, but they wouldn't allow it. And not only that they also announced that there will be Guilty Gear version 2. Yeah, so in 2026 there's gonna be like a better version to some extent. Chances are probably like a Turbo Edition, Championship Edition, like Street Fighter's doing. And they already revealed 2 new characters as a teaser silhouette. One people said was Robo Kai, and the other one is Jam. If you don't know who they are, you can probably just look it up on the internet. However, there's also a caveat for this one. So right now, Guilty Gear Strive is popular, but it's already been 5 years to some extent. And any game, 5 or more years, fun it may be, when it comes to the hype, to the general consumer, the marketing, like it or not, it's starting to get diminished. It is what it is. Just that's how it goes. Things get sold, you move on, you want something new. It is what it is. Because the people from the Guilty Gear Strive team said, if the engagement, the sales, the interaction, the talks, the hype, whatever you call it, for Guilty Gear Strive 2.0 is starting to diminish, starting to slow down, they are going to drop the game and they're going to move on. And when they move on, they're not going to do a new Guilty Gear game. They're going to do something else. I mean, Daisuke is already doing a new action fighting game. So, and they talk about they're trying to branch out again. So, for the Guilty Gear fans, you want this game to keep alive, you gotta show that it's still good. Keep that hype up. But the minute the game's starting to slow down and people are starting to not care, i.e. Dragon Ball FighterZ, that's it. They're done. They're moving on for it is what it is there. Then closing are the 2 big games for EVO 2025. First of all, Armor King. They showed a gameplay trailer. Again, props to Harada for listening to the fan. Normal silhouette. Because after they showed Armor King's trailer, and gotta give props, he did one of the moves from Will Ospreay, the Stormbringer. So, I mean, even Ospreay was excited about it. Props. They showed the new character for Tekken 8, and her name is Miyari Zo from Madagascar. So, a character from what they say was from Madagascar, because at one point Harada did visit that place. There were FGC. So, remember, he's trying to put characters from different country for representation. That's the reason why. The only gripe for Tekken 8 really is that I just really wish all the characters speaks in English. Kind of like what they did with Soul Calibur, Street Fighter, Fatal Fury, Sea of the Wolf. So hopefully in the long run. Also Virtua Fighter 2026, everybody has English voice. Please, please, please. Harada, please, English voice actor for all the characters. I don't care if it's a paid DLC. Please, please. So anyway, yeah, so they finally showed Armor King and Miyarizo, the new character for Tekken 8. And then I wouldn't be surprised in 2026 they're going to reveal some sort of Season 3. I mean, the game for me is still fun, but I know a lot of people shed on it for a while because they were doing something different. I don't know. I don't follow that. I'm not FGC. And then closing for this one is Street Fighter 6. So credit to PlayStation for leaking the trailer for Crimson Viper's World Tour teaser, and then later on they revealed it, so kind of the excitement just went away a bit, but it is what it is. So yes, apparently she's working with Siren, which is, if you don't know, in the Battle Hub there's the special mode where you fight a Siren version of Baitin Akuma. I did that, you can see that on my story channel. So somehow there's going to be a backstory for that one. Yeah, she is still sort of an Iron Man because that's her gimmick. I mean, it is what it is. She's going to come out autumn 2025. My guess is going to be probably October, November, because by the time this recording, Saga just barely came out. Give it at least 2 months, I say, as a minimum, unless the character's done and you're really generous and you're just releasing them within a month. But to some extent, rule of DLC, my personal opinion is every 2 months at least. I know Fire Emblem Engage, the DLCs, the season pass was 1 month apart. But for crying out loud, the game was done in 2020. They barely just released it in 2022, if I remember, but whatever. So my guess, like I said, is going to be either October or November. Kind of makes sense. Alex is going to be February, March-ish. And then Ingrid, April, May, heck, it might even be June. So I said give it at least 2 months to some extent. If they're doing it longer, there is something there, but you never know. Not only that, they also revealed the Street Fighter 4 outfit for certain characters. Yes, it is a swimsuit. And yes, Capcom is listening to the fans, because the complaint was, well, Capcom wanted to do it in one bundle thing, but it was taking so long and people are like impatient, like little kids. It is what it is. They have the right to do so. They have the right to be entitled about it, but it is what it is. So Capcom said, all right, they're going to do Dream Feed. They are doing it, so they see already the swimsuit feed for certain characters. And of course, some are not happy, especially with Cammy, because she looks like a twig. Okay, it is what it is. I mean, if you're following that particular political issue, you know what I mean. But it is what it is, whatever. They're not going to come out until August 5th. So by the time of this recording, they're already out there. So anyway, that is my thoughts of the EVO 2025 announcement. I have to say, pretty good. Props to Rick Hado for what it's doing. The game announcement, they were actually good to some extent. Could have been better, such as, where's Joe? How come there's no Joe? How come there's no new Marvel character for Marvel Token? I don't know. Maybe I'm just demanding more for what it is. But at least they showed some good stuff. I can say that. So props. I like it. I enjoyed the top A. I enjoy what it is, what they do. So let's see if it's going to be better in 2026. So with that, I'll see you guys later.